Y'all know I think this must be. I don't know if it's a StreamYard issue or a YouTube issue, but y'all know we've been having this issue all weekend. I've been watching other content creators that get the black screen or it blanks out or whatever. So if the screen blanks out or something like that, y'all let me know because it literally just did it as soon as I hit the button. So if y'all can't see me, let me know. Because I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know if it's StreamYard or YouTube, but it's definitely been going on all weekend. Okay, thanks, Quake. Y'all come on in here. Let's get into this episode of Heart and Hustle Houston, season 2, episode 9, I believe. Okay, cool. Thank y'all. Because literally, as soon as I hit the button, my screen blanked, but it came back on. But I know the other day it was cutting up. Let's just jump into it because I have so much to say. I got so much to say. Let's get into this. Quake, Chuck, y'all are usually here at the end. Remind me at the end. I have a couple of quick announcements to make. So remind me, please, when we get towards the end of the review, just be like, don't forget your announcement. Okay. Because I don't want to get into it now and then get sidetracked. So the episode starts where we left off last week with Ro and Latoria. What up, T? Hey, the Informed. Hey, y'all coming in, CC. Hey. See, I got sidetracked just that quick. Latoria, Ro, and Elena are talking. And they ask Elena, look, do you if it's some stuff going on in the streets, do you want us to tell you about it? Do you want to know about it? And Elena is like, yeah. Now last week, Rose said that was code for, do you want us to say it on camera? That was like the code word. Do you want us to talk about it on camera? So here's the thing. Elena, of course, was like, yeah, because who wouldn't say yeah to that? Like, I would want to know if somebody was talking. I want to know. So they proceed to tell her what Josh was running around in them streets saying. Elena said she didn't cheat on that man. She said if anybody, she got DMs and she sees what he got going on. She said I couldn't cheat on him anyway because he was tracking me. Now she kind of threw that out there. We're going to put that over there to the side. But I did peep how you threw that out there, though. I peeped how you were like, he was tracking me. And I'm kind of side-eyeing that a little bit because I'm like, Josh, what you mean? Like, did y'all just share y'all location because y'all a married couple? Or were you like tracking her? Because that's a thing, okay? Elena said for him to be sitting there acting like he did more for this business, like, how dare him? How dare he, how dare he do that? And so Rowan, so she kind of said that, and then she said something about she can't say something for legal reasons. And Ro was like, girl, he talking. And she was like, but he's not saying it. Like, oh, they told her that he went to Labrina's house. That's what it was. He went to Labrina's house, and, that's where some of these conversations were taking place, down to Labrina's house. And she was like, well, there's so much I could say, but, I can't say it. And Ro was like, girl, he talking. And listen, this is an example of when I need y'all to break the fourth wall. Y'all know I normally don't like in reality TV when we break the fourth wall for just no reason. This was a good reason to break the fourth wall because I feel like it explained a lot. Right. Was she getting tracked like Ruler was getting tracked? Right. Exactly, Chuck. See, me and you was on the same page with that one. I want to say this. Where I'm sitting in this situation, it explained a lot because Ro was like, he's talking, and Elena was like, well, he's not talking on camera. And Ro was like, he absolutely is. Why do you think we're having this conversation now? Code for why do you think we're on camera talking about this if he didn't have a conversation on camera? So I feel like that was a good time that we kind of needed the fourth wall to be broken because I feel like it explains some things, right? It explains some things. So it explained why. So when she says legally, what it sounds like to me is they've had a conversation with the judge, and maybe there was an agreement that certain things would not be said publicly. I don't know about a legal, because they're in the process of going through a divorce. I ain't no attorney. I didn't go to nobody's law school. Y'all know I got my law degree from Law and Order University by way of Matlock College. So I don't know nothing about no law degrees, but I feel like in divorces, they have these agreements, kind of like what we saw with Drew and her husband, where they agreed to do and not do certain things. It's not legal like you're gonna go to jail, but it is legal like we sat down with our attorneys and we agreed that certain things weren't going to be done. And I feel like they agreed that they weren't going to badmouth each other publicly, including on the television show, which explains to me why Elena was playing hopscotch in that first conversation at the beginning of the season. Remember, she only had that one group scene in that first episode where she was with all of the ladies except for Labrina and Mimi. And I feel like she was playing hopscotch. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she was like telling it, but she wasn't telling it because it was a lot she couldn't say. And now it makes sense why she was talking the way she was talking. And then the minute she found out that he was on camera having these conversations, I was like, wow. Wow. Now, we're going to talk more about this when we get to the conversation between her and Labrina later on in this episode. But I'm not saying this just because y'all know that role Latoya will drop down in my chat. I'm really not saying it because of that. I think there's a way that you can take things to your friends and not be messy, but still have to let them know and still film a television show at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? Like the conversation had to be had. It started on camera. They got to have the conversation on camera. Production is going to get the story. They're supposed to. That's their job, right? But I think there's a way that you can have the conversation with Elena and it not turn into, and then not come off messy. What's up, Cross Country Cruiser? Hey, boo. And I think this is a good example of how you can do that. You know, again, the conversation had to be had. So we're going to get deep into that because I have a lot. Ooh, I have so much to say when we get to the Labrina of it all. Okay, so I think they handled it well without being. Yeah, I think they did. What's up, girl? What's the tea? Hey, Talia, what's going on? Y'all dropping down. Hey, boo. Hey, boo. I hope Elena had some cousins named Bubba. Hey, Kim. Hey, boo. Now I hope she got some cousins named not Bubba and them. Listen, somebody do need to go have a conversation with Josh, though. Because we're going to get to that. Just remember, in case I forget, no, I probably ain't going to forget, but I got some things to add to that. So next we have Chloe. Listen, production. Come here. Come here. Production, come here. Come. Get your ass down here. And I'm gonna speak for y'all. I'm speaking for y'all right now. And if y'all feel different, feel free to say, nah, really, B, you don't speak for me. But I feel like right now I am speaking for all of us. We don't want another date night with Chloe and Jordan. We done have 4,562 date nights with Chloe and Jordan. We don't need another one. Now, to be fair, though, I appreciated the conversation because I appreciated that Jordan kind of was honest with Chloe in this conversation. So we're gonna put a pin in that. But at this point, I don't need not another date night. And am I the only one that she didn't have a code to get in the door? Am I the only one that noticed that? If Will went to speak with Jordan about their marriage, Labrina would lose her ish, and Chloe didn't come to tell her, she would be ready to fight. True. Now I feel like what had happened was Chloe probably made Jordan change the door code. After the whole situation with him cheating on her, the girl had the code to the door. She probably made him change the door code, but with the fact that you don't even remember the right door code tells me, like, and he even said, "Oh, it's been that long since you've been out here." Oop, not Chuck said Chloe is the other woman. Oop. Right. I was here for the conversation, but we do not need another date night. She said that her and Jordan, and somebody told me that at the beginning of this, I think it might have been Millie Chan. I either saw a review or somebody told me that they had their own Instagram account together. So that must be what she was talking about. That they have their own Instagram account together where they're going to be doing content. You know what, Quake? I don't think it's a fake relationship, but what I do think is I think that she's in a different place than where he is. I think the relationship is real. I think they're really dating. I don't think it's as serious as they're trying to make it seem like. Like this whole proposal and ring situation, I don't know if I'm buying that. But I think they're really dating. I just don't think it was that deep. But that's just me. Now, Chloe proceeds to tell Jordan about what's been going on with the ladies. And Jordan basically tells Chloe that she wrong and she owed LaToya an apology. The page is gone now? Oh, okay. So they must have took it down. Mm-hmm. She was like, what you mean? Like, you supposed to be on my side. See, I don't never want to be around people that feel like they have to tell me what I want to hear. I just don't. What's up, Labrina? Hey, boo. Now, Labrina, I hope you still love me after this review, but I still love you. You know, I still love you, girl. But I don't never want to be, I don't be friends with somebody. I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that can't tell me the truth. I want somebody that can say to me, look, I love you, girl, but you was wrong. Like, that is what I want. And so when he was honest with her and told her, listen, you were wrong. You owe LaToya an apology. Like, you owe her an apology. And she was like, why would you say that? You're supposed to be on my side. You're not even listening to me. No, he's listening. Which is all the more reason why you should listen to him, because he knows you and he heard what you had to say. And his thought was you were wrong and you owe them an apology. You talking about you didn't even call her after you found out. You talking about you sent her a text. Who does that? She talking about something. I missed them. I sent them a text. Did you call? Did you pick up the phone and call? And what pisses me off the most about what Chloe does is whenever people make a valid point, she flips it and says, well, I'm going through stuff too. Well, I got a lot going on too. Well, I have do what you got to do, love. I know you can. I know you can, girl. I know you can. Oh, I know. Listen, I know you can hold it. But like, who does that? If they're supposed to be your friend, but now let me tell you something. I'm a text message queen. I'm gonna tell y'all that now. You will get me faster through a text message than you will ever get me on the phone. But that's because what I do all day long is talk. When I get home, I don't feel like talking. I literally am talking from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't feel like talking when I get home. And then I come here and I talk. I talk to y'all. I promise you, you will get a text message from me a whole lot faster. A whole lot faster than you will get a phone call. Unless you have, unless you my mama. You know what I'm saying? Maybe my sister. Sometimes I look at the phone when she calls y'all. Ro come through if she can. Ro usually drops in if she can, y'all. So, the other part of this whole situation is she said that she was diagnosed as adult ADHD. Me too. And she's on her medication, but she said that she stopped taking the medication because she wants a baby. And she don't want her baby born with her taking medication. Girl, did a doctor tell you that? Like, did you say to your doctor, hey, me and my boyfriend are trying. Oh, Ro is here. Hey, girl. What's up, Ro? Did a doctor tell you that that's not what you need to be doing in your life? Did a doctor say this medication does not go well with somebody who's trying to get pregnant? And if the doctor told you that, that's fine. But later on in this episode, you said you didn't talk to your doctor, you just did it. So my thing is, for you to go through the trouble of being diagnosed as an adult with ADHD and then getting medication tells me that you were having it was affecting your life. In my opinion, this is my opinion, right? For you to say, wow, I think I have adult ADHD, and you go to the doctor and the doctor says, yeah, you do. And then the doctor puts you on medication. It seems like that was something that was affecting your life. And so for you to just go cold turkey, you didn't even wean yourself off. You just stopped taking your pills. And they had you on Adderall. Adderall, that's not something you just be like, okay, I'm going to stop. First of all, did y'all see Jordan's face when she said that she wanted a baby? Did y'all see his face? I don't think y'all on the same page about that conversation. And then I still feel like you just need to talk to your doctor about something. That's not something you just decide to do because you want to have a baby. I just feel like that's a conversation you need to have with a doctor. Now, I ain't go to nobody's medical school. I certainly don't have no medical degree. I mean, not even close, but I just feel like that's something you need to talk to your doctor about. But anyway, moving right along. Let me keep going. I don't see Ro. I see y'all talking. I don't see Ro. I'm not a medical physician, so I won't judge when it comes to taking meds or someone's mental state. I will just say, Chloe, if not taking it makes you act this way, you may want to go back to them. Now, that's true, too. Jordan already has a child. He wasn't fond of the idea. It did not look like Jordan was fond of that idea. Why is she having a baby with a guy that none of her kids like or is comfortable with? Why is she still dating a guy that none of her kids like or is comfortable with? Why y'all still dating? It's a great show. I don't know why Carlos doesn't promote the show because it's not Carlos's show. This isn't Carlos's show. He doesn't. That's not his job to promote it. This ain't his show. Oh, you outside? Okay, I hear you, boo. You outside. Chloe, listen. Ro says she outside. Okay, Ro is outside, partying, getting into them Houston streets. She probably at the after party from brunch before the before party for the club. That was yeah. So then we had Mimi wanting to reconnect with her husband. I thought this was a great. Listen, I feel like Mimi is doing a good job of trying to give us her family story, the family dynamic. So what she's letting us know is that her and her husband are, they're drifting apart. They don't have that thing, that spontaneity, and he said, look, we got a lot of kids. It's kind of hard to be spontaneous. You work, I work, we got the kids, your mama live here. Like, it's a lot of moving parts that we can't just be as spontaneous. And, she said, look, when we were younger and we didn't have kids, like, we were that couple. We were always outside. We were always traveling. We were always doing things. And I understand that it's hard for us to make that connection, but we have to make that time. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and jump ahead. Later on in the episode, what I can appreciate is that I feel like he heard her. And he went and got him an Airbnb. That looked like a really nice Airbnb. It looked real nice, honey. Got them an Airbnb. And then decorated it. Did like the whole Hawaii thing. He had food and stuff there. And he was like, look, I just want you to know that I heard you. Like, I really wanted to take you away somewhere, but I just couldn't make it line up Our schedules just didn't line up, so I had to do a staycation. So we got the whole weekend. The kids are covered. I packed a bag for you. And you know what I like? I like the fact that Mimi started to complain and then she stopped herself. She was like, I don't even know what he put in his bag. I don't even know if he got everything I need in here. But you know what? I don't even care. See, because I was like, if you start complaining about him packing a bag and not having the right stuff, I'm going to be mad at you. But she caught herself. No, nobody having a baby roll. Chloe said she wanted a baby. Chloe said that she stopped taking her meds so she could have a baby. That's what we was talking about. Norman does look, Norman does look like a good guy, okay? You said you need a gay version of Manir's husband. Hell, I need a straight version of him, okay? Hello? Shit. And he said that he said he was making a promise to her that he committed to them doing 2 vacations a year, just the two of them. He said, I'm going to commit to that. You know, he said, we really do need to take some time out for ourselves. So what I can appreciate is that I feel like he heard her. Now, you got to hold him accountable to it, Mimi. Don't wait 3 years and be like, you said you was going to do something and we never did it. If you see that maybe he's slacking, plan it. Say, listen, I want to go to Tahiti this year. I found some cruises. I found some really cool resorts. You pick the resort, but this is where I want to go. Now, you can plan the rest of it. You have access to my calendar. Go down to the Google Calendar and see when I'm free. We have a village that will watch the kids. That's what I want. So sometimes people mean well, but, you know, life be lifing. So you got to reel them back in. But I like it. Norm, you did good. Okay. Thumbs up. Okay. On needs to promote the show. It's great that Ro and Latoya definitely are good friends. Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm being honest, I feel like OWN advertises the show as much as they advertise the other ones. Like I see, you know, they cross promote it when I'm watching Bell Collective. I see Heart and Hustle Houston. You know, the clips come up on my timeline, maybe because I follow, you know, OWN and stuff like that. But I mean, I feel like OWN. Now, what I will say is the difference, I think, between this show and a Carlos show is that, remember, Carlos has created his own YouTube channel and he uses that to promote his stuff. Like he has his people on, you know what I mean? So I think that's the difference. And that might be why we feel like Carlos, that the other shows get so much more promotion. OWN isn't promoting the show anymore. It's Carlos promoting the show. So I think that whoever the production for Heart and Hustle Houston, I think they need to do a better job of promoting their own show, and not rely on OWN, because that's what Carlos did. Carlos did not rely on OWN. Carlos does his own shit from the very beginning. But also when Carlos got to OWN, he was the only kid in town too. So he, you know, Rose said, nah, we need to be promoted more. Our cast is A1. I agree. And Ro, I'm gonna hit you up offline. I'm gonna tell you, I got something to tell you offline about we heard, well, I'll tell you, I don't want to say too, I'll tell you offline. So but I do think that I just think that more could be done to promote the show. I agree with y'all 100%. I think a lot more could be done to promote the show, but I also y'all know Carlos irritates me sometimes, but the one thing I'm gonna give Carlos credit for is Carlos didn't wait for other people. He created a vehicle and he is promoting his own shit. When Love and Marriage Huntsville is on, you're going to see Love and Marriage Huntsville. Carlos talks about Love and Marriage Huntsville every week on his show. He talks about Bell Collective every week on his YouTube channel. And he's going to have people review the show. Like, he's going to do those things. So, I don't know. I do think more needs to be done. But I also think it needs to come from production. But that's my opinion. It's a Jesse Collins. Yeah, and see, I tag Jesse Collins every week, just like I tag y'all every week. Ain't nobody ever said nothing to me, and that's okay, cause you know that's okay. But like when I tag Carlos and stuff, Carlos will repost me on his social media. You know what I'm saying? Even if I ain't saying nothing nice about him in my review, he'll repost me. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Like I said, we're gonna do what we can to support Black Girl Magic. That's what we gonna do. I appreciate our H-Town girls with appropriate makeup, finger waves, sew-ins, and not them god-awful helmet ass wigs and soulful outfits. Oh, is that what's going on down to the H-Town? Now listen, I have said that a million times and I will continue to say it. One thing I will never take away from Heart and Hustle Houston is them girls be ragging. Let me tell you something. Those ladies can wear a garment, okay? And they are always cute and they are always appropriate. Now that's one thing I ain't never gonna say about them. Who I ain't gonna, even Chloe, that even that bodysuit that Chloe had on that night that they confronted Chloe, baby. I'm sorry, Chloe look good, okay? I ain't never gonna take that away from these ladies. They doing that. Then they are absolutely doing that. Does Jesse have? Yeah, I follow his Instagram. Not love y'all about to smoke my hookah. Okay, enjoy your hookah, girl. Yeah, all of them. That's what I'm saying. All of them ladies, they be ragging. You hear me? And Manera, baby, always gets it right. Always gets it right. So that's one thing. Them ladies, and do. The ladies keep it cute the whole, and they do. They really do. Now, I don't know about this wig that Chloe been wearing. But everybody got a day. Everybody have a day. Latoria meets Jordan down to the jewelry store to get this ring. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, Latoria, you a good one. You a good one, Latoria, because no matter what you and Chloe are going through, you have still kept to your commitment. You are still helping Jordan with this ring situation and this proposal situation, even though y'all not in a good place. You still being a good friend, and that's and I gotta respect that. And I know that part of it is because in her mind she feels like, well, me and Chloe are gonna get past this, and I don't want to throw away being a part of this moment in her life over a temporary situation, because I think she felt like we're going to get past this, and when we get to the other side of this, we'll be good. You know what I'm saying? So she was still there with Jordan, and in Jordan's defense, that's when he told Chloe, look, I think you're wrong. You need to call Latoria. I think you're wrong in this situation. So y'all know, I'm not sure what the sequence was. I'm not sure if they did this, that this was before the dinner. We never know what the real order is that they film these things in. But I can appreciate that Latoria is a good friend. Latoria was a good friend, Savannah, okay? And she didn't say anything disparaging about Chloe. Yeah. She still was team Chloe when she was talking to Jordan about the ring and the proposal, how you gonna do the proposal. Like, she was still team. So I gotta give her credit for that, because I would do the same. Let's be clear. If somebody who I was a good enough friend that her boyfriend reached out to me when he was ready to propose and said, hey, I want your opinion, I want your input. If we were that good of friends that he felt comfortable coming to me, I would do the same. I would follow through. I really would. I would follow through. And if on the other side of the proposal, me and that person still ain't really cool, I would let them know, this what I've been doing. While you've been out here giving me your ass to kiss, this what I've been doing for you. Like, even in the midst of, I still been a ride or die for you. And then I probably would leave them the fuck alone. I'm just telling you, on the other side. But I would follow through. If I made a commitment, I would follow through. I would. Oh yes, I absolutely don't have anything to say about Chloe. I know that's right. Labrina said not a good thing. I know that's right. Latoya is a very good friend, even when she shouldn't be. I think Latoya, because listen, Latoya is a Cancer. No, she's a Gemini. But she's almost a Cancer. She close. Because y'all know I'm a Cancer. And y'all know how Cancers are. Cancers hold on. We hold on too long. We absolutely hold on way too long. But when we done, that's it. I don't go back. Once I'm done, I'm done. Once you push me to that point, like, and that's why I think we hold on as long as we do, because we know once that light switch is flipped, that's a wrap. Like, I don't like when I break up with somebody, I'm done. Like, I don't do the back and forth break up, makeup. And even if I do, I think the last time I did a breakup makeup was probably college. And even then, it was never the same. Like, and I knew it wasn't. You know what I mean? Again, holding on, just holding on for the wrong thing. So I think Latoya has a little bit of that in her. Like, I'm a good friend. I'm loyal. I'm going to hold on because I feel like maybe there's a part of her that wouldn't have switched, then a cancer will cuss you the hell out. Well, y'all stop talking about me cussing people out. I don't be cussing people out that much. You gotta really push me to that part. You gotta really listen. Y'all have seen me cuss somebody out, but they had to really push me there. The Virgo me can't do. Yeah, y'all Virgo's a different breed now. And it's funny because and I guess somebody was telling me that Cancers and Virgos they get along. I don't know. Y'all that understand astrology, but I have so many Virgos in my life. Like when I say September, I can't afford the month of September. Like all I can give you is a happy birthday. I can't afford it. I cannot afford it. Like we used to just have one big party because it was. I literally have friends who I have 3 friends, their birthdays all on the same day, and they are all Virgos. Ain't nobody got time for y'all. Ain't nobody got time for y'all. I ain't got time for all that. T said, you nailed it about Cancers. Yeah, Labrina, my mom is a Cancer. You're spot on. Baby, listen. I told y'all, I shouldn't say this because the person might be listening. But I told y'all about a situation I had with somebody who I was cool with. Like, I know I was a good friend of them. And when we had a little disagreement, life happens. We had a disagreement. And that person wouldn't talk to me. And I was like, so you won't even get on the phone and have a conversation with me about the situation? Nah, I'm good. I don't have nothing to say. Bad. And you probably got about a 2-week window. You probably have about a 2-week window. And if you let me get over that hump and not giving a fuck, because we emotional. Cancers are sensitive as fuck and we emotional as hell. If you let me get over that window of my emotions and my hurt, if you let me get on the other side of that, it's a wrap. I don't never need to talk to you again. And listen, I ain't picked up the phone, text, called, nothing. Birthday, Christmas, nothing. And they reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, because they found out I had a loss and they reached out to me to send their condolences. And I was like, first of all, it took me 3 days to respond because I was like, should I even respond? Because I really had to call somebody and be like, should I say something? And they were like, at least acknowledge that they said it. So I acknowledged it and they tried to have a conversation. Oh no, we don't. They were like, oh, happy birthday. Nah, we good. We good. Anyway, let's get back to this. So let's get to, okay, so the next scene is Labrina and Elena. Now listen. Let me tell you something. Oh, child, my mama is a Capricorn. I know about y'all stubborn. And it's funny because my daddy's a Taurus and my mom is a Capricorn. So I'm surrounded by it. You cussing outside justified. Right. When I cuss somebody out, it is justified. Exactly. It's because they miss you. That's fine. But I can't play that game. I don't do passive aggressive. I don't. I would respect you more if you pick up the phone, call me and say, I handled that situation real fucked up. Can we talk? I will respect the hell out of that. But don't passive aggressive me. I don't like it. Let me tell you, and this kind of goes back to Chloe. We're going to get to her in a minute. One of my biggest pet peeves is when somebody is angry and they handle a situation badly. And when they're no longer angry, instead of acknowledging, you know what, I could have handled that better. Let's talk about it. They want to be like, well, I'm over it. Everybody else should be over it. That pisses me the fuck off. Don't do that to me. I don't like it. Don't, because I feel like you pissing on my leg and tell me it's raining. You know you handled me wrong. You know you were disrespectful. Acknowledge it. We are adults. Say, you know what, I was pissed off and I really did handle that wrong. My bad. Let's talk about it. I respect the hell out of that. But don't play me like, oh, I was mad, I'm over it, so now everybody else supposed to be over it. I can't do that. I don't respond well to that at all. Cause I'll be the first one to say, I'm sorry. Cause I got a nasty attitude. When I get pissed off, I got a nasty attitude, and I know I do. And when I calm down, I'll be the first one to say, I'm sorry. Like I could have handled that better. I could have used better words. I ain't had to do that. So what I don't like is when people don't give me that same in return. But anyway, let's get back to this, y'all. So I didn't say really be So Elena and Labrina meet up. Elena said, listen, I don't even want to do all that. We don't have to talk about how you doing, girl. Let's cut to the chase. I really feel some kind of way because it got back to me that you was having conversations with Josh. And I feel some kind of way about that because I can't control nothing that Josh is doing. I can't control who he's talking to. I can't control what he's saying when he's talking to them people. However, I feel like you should have come to me rather than going to other people. Now, I feel like Labrina's first response is to always be defensive. We've seen her do that. That's what it seems like. It's her first response is to be defensive. So the minute Elena came out the door like that, I feel like Labrina was like, what? So Labrina got defensive, and Labrina was like, well, first of all, it wasn't like I was just running around just telling your business. They kind of forced me into that. Girl, ain't nobody forced you to tell that because you told Mimi as soon as y'all had that conversation down to the ranch, you told Mimi all about it. It's just so that Mimi didn't repeat it. Mimi didn't repeat it. But Ro and Latoya had the conversation with Elena. Girl, ain't nobody forced you. I mean, maybe production did. But other than that, girl, ain't nobody forced you to repeat that. Now, I totally disagree with the thought process that Josh should have a right to tell his side of the story. I disagree 100% on that one. Hold on, let me see. Elena and I haven't spoken in months, which is why she says long time no see. We're not friends. I see Josh numerous times at our home. Let me tell you, and you might have seen my review. I don't know when I said this. I didn't have a problem with Josh having that conversation with Will. I feel like Will should have went down in his man cave. They should have poured some dark liquor, maybe had a cigar, and let Josh tell that story. I feel like the minute you were a part of the conversation, and I understand it's your house and you have a right to be there, but the minute you were part of that conversation, in my mind, that's where it got messy. Men are gonna be men, and let the men have a conversation. And even if Will came back and told you what happened, you know what I'm saying? Now, as far as I feel like on this show is not about the husbands. It's not a husband situation. It's like with the Real Housewives. The husbands don't have, like, if he want to go and start his own YouTube channel, if he want to do an interview with somebody, go down to Carlos King and tell his side of the story, sure, go for it. But I do not feel like, because this ain't about him. This show ain't about him. And I understand that Elena told her side. What's up, JB Boo? I understand that Elena told her side of the story, but I just feel like Josh gone somewhere. Get away from me, Paulo. That's just how I felt about it. But it's produced. They tell you when to bring it out. I believe you. I believe you on that. That's why I said production. I believe that 120%. Now I'm going to say this. I appreciate that, and I'm sure that this was an edited scene, but I appreciate that by the end of the conversation, after Elena sort of got deeper into all the things that were happening and let it be known just how skewed things were in that marriage, I can appreciate that you were like, damn, now that I'm kind of hearing what Elena is saying, I don't know, like, and I can appreciate that y'all sort of came back around on it. I do. I appreciate that. But I do feel like you said the same reason she didn't reach out to me when I was a topic of discussion. Well, now, that's true. But Listen. I hear you. I feel like though, and I don't know Josh. I don't know him from a hole in the wall. I think that marriage is messy, and I think that there's no one reason, or I think when marriages fail, generally speaking, is no one situation, right? It's deep and it's complicated, and I think that's why people don't need to involve themselves in people's marriages. That's just how I feel about it, whether it's on a TV show or not. And again, because it's a TV show, I know it's more complicated because y'all filming. But at the end of the day, don't nobody know what the hell happened between the two of them but the two of them. Nobody. The two of them know what happened. They know what's true. They know what's a lie. That's it. That's all. The two of them. And we get is produced, but a call should have been made to Elena. Josh's oh, okay, not Josh's trash. We don't know. We don't care about him. I don't know the man trash, but I still feel like that. And I hear everything that you're saying, Labrina. And again, I can't tell you, how to feel about the situation, but I still feel like a conversation should have been called. I feel like a conversation should have been had before with other people. That's just my 2 cents on it. I do, but like I said, I do appreciate how we came back around towards the end of that conversation. But I do still feel like because y'all are on the show, whether y'all are friends, your sisters on the show, I feel like a phone call should have been made to Elena before it got to this point. I don't like the fact that Josh is... I don't know. I just don't like the fact that Josh has asserted himself into this and made it a thing. Especially if him and Elena agreed not to discuss it. And that's what it sounds like, that they had agreed that they weren't going to do this, and they're doing it. But it is what it is. Later on in the episode, Will and Labrina are talking, and Will says that Elena is lying and that Josh then showed him receipts. And that's why I say married couples is messy. I don't know who did what and I don't know the timeline. I don't know who did what. I don't know when, the where, and the how. But what I do know is that it is messy. And when marriages get involved, it is messy. So now Will is saying that Josh showed him receipts that proved that Elena did cheat. But I also believe that Josh probably cheated. I do. I believe listen, I believe that marriage ain't been good for a minute, and I believe both of them probably made some bad decisions. Now, that's my opinion. I don't know that to be true. That's how I feel. Do you think those questions were leading? What questions? Which questions? Josh comes off as manipulative, using the situation to smear Elena and get Labrina and the husband involved. So let me say this, without knowing what came from production and what was pure, yeah, looking at it from a viewer standpoint, yeah, it looked messy as fuck. It did. It looked really messy because Josh, you and Will can be building a friendship. And that's fine. Like, people meet and they become friends. It happens all the time. But to me, that was messy. Yes, it was. I think what did it for Josh is he saw what Elena said about him last season with the world. He saw it with all of us. Then go start a YouTube channel. Go do an interview. I mean, I understand people wanting to tell their side of the story. I understand people feeling like they're misunderstood or that they're lied on. And I get it. I get all of that. But child, go start your own YouTube channel. I mean, I feel like I look at so many of these reality shows, and unfortunately, the husbands get the short end of the stick a lot of the times. You like Labrina messy self. What's up, Scotty? Hey, boo. What up, Scotty? Boo? I love Labrina. Absolutely. Listen, let me tell y'all something. If I want somebody to be on my side and defend me, I feel like Labrina will defend you to the death. She got your back. If she fucks with you, she fucks with you. But I also feel like if you on the other side and she don't fuck with you, it ain't cute. You know what I'm saying? But didn't they talk about it in therapy? They did talk about it in therapy. I mean, they did. They talked about it in therapy. Look, I guess, like I said, I'm looking at it from the perspective watching, you watch all of these shows. Look, the show ain't about the husbands. And if Josh wanted to have his conversation and tell his side of the story, he could have the conversation with Will. I don't have no problem with that. I just feel like it became messy and complicated with Labrina being a part of it. That's just my opinion. And I feel that way. And I mean, that's just how I feel about it. You are correct. Speaking of zodiacs, I'm a Taurus. Oh, Jesus. You a Taurus? Oh, that my daddy a Taurus. Oh, y'all stubborn asses. I'm fighting with my daddy right now. Oh, I'm fighting with my daddy right now. Oh, he's so stubborn. Trying to get him to do something. He do not want to do it. Oh, he's so stubborn. Ooh. But he ride or die. You know, I'm a daddy's girl. I could call him right now. I'm a daddy's girl. Really be the part about sticking your nose in other people's marriages is wild. Labrina should have minded her own business. Ooh. Let Elena and Josh talk about it, but not Labrina and Will. Okay, that's why she makes sense to be my best friend is a Taurus. Hard-headed. Yeah, my daddy. Yes. I also appreciate that regarding now we said we wasn't gonna say precious no more, but okay, because I love you, girl. I'm gonna read this comment about precious. Hold on, it's got to scroll back up. Hold on, let me scroll up. Oh Lord, where'd it go? Now I done lost the DB. Okay. About that pressure situation, Labrina was the only one that gave a genuine apology directly to the girl on camera since the offense was made on camera. You're right about that. Labrina is the only one that Chloe won't even acknowledge that she did anything wrong. Chloe act like she don't even know the conversation happened. Child. Speaking of which, let's go on and and Labrina, I appreciate you being here, baby, and I appreciate you talking to the people, even the people that disagree with you. I respect the fuck out of that. I really do. And I'm almost ready to make my announcement. Chuck, remind me in about 10 minutes. Remind me in 10 minutes. I said I want to make an announcement. Okay. And again, we have the platform to speak on, not the guys. That's true. Chloe, Ro, and Latoya meet with Miss Sylvia Child. If y'all don't do nothing, y'all paying Miss Sylvia. Miss Sylvia, I hope you take a nice vacation off of all them these therapy sessions these ladies done put you through. I hope you take you a nice trip down to get on a boat somewhere. You can get a ship. The cruise ships leave out of where? Where do cruise ships leave out of Texas? What's the port that's in Texas where the cruise ships leave out of? Anyway, get on one of them ships. And go and take you a cruise and get away with these ladies. Child. I guess is that for me? Mia, you talking about me? I hate when the bloggers team up with the characters on the reality shows trying to skew the narrative. You talking about me? You feel like I've skewed my narrative because Labrina's in the chat? Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. I feel like I said the same thing I would have said if she wasn't here, but okay. Galveston, yeah. Girl, go and drive down to Galveston and get you on a cruise. Get you on a cruise, honey. And go on and float on. And just cruise away. Anyway, who said Josh should be quiet? I think he should tell what we'll show him. Not I just sort of receives BS. Who said Josh should be quiet? I said Josh should be quiet. That's what I said. I said Josh need to find another platform. That's what I said, and I meant that. I ain't changing. And again, I think I might feel differently if Elena was fully involved in this season. We have not seen Elena since episode 1. I think she did what? A scene in episode 2 with her kids or something like that. We have not seen her. So I think maybe I would feel differently if Elena was filming and she was talking about Josh and talking about what's going on, but she's not. So I feel like, I don't know. That's just how I feel. I would feel that way if it were anybody else on the show. I would feel that way. I mean, I won't speak bad on nobody else's marriage, but I would feel that way if it was anybody else on the show. You know what I'm saying? It's not about fair game. It's about showing kindness to your Black sister. I pray that Black women can be better to one another. Yeah, I mean, I thought Elena had quit, so I felt like, but anyway, listen, I'm done with it. I said it. I said what I said. And in my opinion, and me, I'm sorry if you were speaking to me, but my opinion hasn't changed since I said it the first time. I said the same thing about Labrina being messy and inserting herself. I don't feel like I changed my opinion, but if you feel like I did, you have a right to your opinion. Let's talk about this Chloe Labrina Rose situation. Maybe because I deal with kids all day long, y'all, I have such a low tolerance for adults. Maybe that's what it is. I was so frustrated with Chloe. Every time somebody said something to Chloe saying, well, what about me? Every time somebody gave an example of bad behavior on her part, well, y'all did it to me. Listen to your friends. Hear what your friends are saying. We found out that Chloe didn't just call Ro and cuss Ro out. She proceeded the next day to send a series of texts cussing them out. Her and Latoya going off on them and going like text after text after text after text. And instead of saying, y'all, you know what? I was pissed off and I was wrong. She was like, well, I mean, they just know that about me. Like, they know that, they know how I am. They know. No, nobody has to accept disrespect. Just because we're friends doesn't mean I have to accept disrespect from you. Just because we're friends doesn't mean that you get to just talk to me crazy and I'm supposed to be okay with that shit. And when you do it, when you lose it, when you go off, when I'm telling you that that's how it made me feel, instead of being so defensive and kicking it back in my face, I need you to hear it, I need you to receive it, and I need you to accept it, and then we can move the fuck on. You just sending me an empty apology but nothing behind it. When they brought up the situation about Latoya having the seizure and fainting, she made a joke about it. She made real light about it. And I'm sure we know Latoya's feelings were hurt. That is a hurtful thing that, number one, you got sick. Your friend knew about it and she didn't even reach out to you. She didn't even check on you. She didn't even call you. And then Latoya told us last week in the chat that Chloe lived 5 minutes from her. You didn't go by that woman's house. You ain't. She's talking about something. I mean, am I supposed to send them an edible arrangement or something? Like maybe that'll be. And that's what Miss Sylvia kept saying. See, look at what you're doing. You're making everything a joke. You're turning everything into like you're making it a joke. You're making light of it. And their friends are straight up coming at you and saying, this is how we felt. This is how you made us feel. And your response is to just be sarcastic and act like it's not a big deal. And you don't understand why they feel the way they feel. And then Chloe gonna say, well, they know how I am. They know how I am. If we were in a good place, they'd be laughing about it and it would be all good. That's the whole fucking point, Chloe. We're not in a good place. So you're right. Now ain't the time to joke. Now is not the time to make this out to be something light because we are not cool. So you're right. I'm not going to take it the same way. It's not going to be received the same way because we ain't cool right now. So that snarky ass attitude, that flipping ass attitude, yeah, maybe when we cool, I would take it differently. But when we not cool, I'm not taking it the same way. And I'm just like, and then she talking about something. I'm off my meds, girl. When they told her last season, I saw you say season. Okay. When they told her last season that if her son wasn't comfortable with Jordan, then she should end that relationship and she stayed with him, that told me all I needed to know about her. Well, that's true. That's true. That is valid. That is so true. That's true. That's true. Because ain't nowhere in the world that you supposed to be with this man. I'm sorry. Not only none of your children care for him, and he cheated on you, and y'all only been dating for a year. Then she breaks down into tears talking about, I'm so tired of being misunderstood. No, ma'am, we understand. We're just telling you it's not okay. We 100% understand. Well, when I say we, not me, your friends are telling you it's not okay. What you are doing and the way that you are treating them is not okay. And just because you have shit going on in your life, listen, your blues ain't no bigger than mine. I got shit going on in my life too. I get up every day. I have the same pressures on me. Ro is dealing with her daughter and baby daddy issues and work issues and probably other family issues and things that we don't know about. We know that Latoya is still grieving and dealing with her dad's estate and fighting and still has her business. She's an entrepreneur just like you're an entrepreneur. Like, you're not dealing with anything. Your load ain't no more heavier than everybody else. And when your friends are telling you what you did hurt me, instead of being so defensive and being flippant and throwing it back at them, you need to receive it. And you need to say, you know what? I don't want this to be. I don't want us to be here. I want to fix it. Baby, Ro had to get up and walk away because I feel like Ro was getting ready to put hands on Chloe. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. I feel like Ro was getting ready to put hands on Chloe. So Ro got up and walked away. So then it was Latoya and Chloe there. And Latoya ended up leaving to go check on Ro. So Miss Sylvia tried to have a one-on-one conversation with Chloe. But again, I don't feel like Chloe was receiving anything that Miss Sylvia was trying to give her. Miss Sylvia was trying to say, listen to your friends. They're trying to explain this to you. Now, my understanding, and this is something that I'm gonna just go ahead and say Rose said it because Rose said it publicly. There was a conversation that Chloe had with production before this scene was filmed where certain things were going to be discussed, and I believe maybe Chloe gave the impression that she was going to apologize or was supposed to show up differently. And that's not how the conversation went, which is why I think it added to Rose's frustration, because a conversation was had off camera about where this was going. And Chloe showed up with a totally different attitude. Chloe showed up with a totally different mindset, which is where I think the level of frustration came from with Chloe and Ro. I mean, with Ro and Labrina. Lord, let me get myself together. Ro and Latoria, because, and you saw even in Latoria's confessional, she had that clipboard and said, well, none of this was in my notes. I feel like an offline conversation was had and that this was supposed to go in a different direction. Labrine, and what production and Chloe did to you was fine. Yeah, and we talked about that. What production did to Labrina with that whole Precious thing, I do think that was. I just think they drug it on too long, like 2 episodes, 3 at max. But to drag that shit out for 6 episodes, I thought was a lot. But anyway, we already talked about that. I'm just reading the comments. We talked about that. They do need a reunion. Oh my God, they need a reunion. They need, listen, I don't like the fact that they're not getting a reunion. They need a reunion. Half of what we dealt with this season could have been avoided. If they had a reunion last season, all of this could have been resolved at the damn reunion. Wait, what? Hold on, what? Yes, because the original lie she told production was that I said her friend was big, black, and ugly on camera and called her precious. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's fucked up. Anyway, see, that's so basically this scene, that's where it ended. That's where the episode ended. It didn't seem like there was any resolution with Chloe. Chloe's playing victim, as if everybody's coming at her, as if nothing is warranted, as if this came out of nowhere. And that part I don't like. I don't like the fact that she has turned this around and made herself the victim. You are not a victim in this, ma'am. None of this are you a victim. And the funny thing is, in the area of your life where you are the victim, you refuse to do anything about it. That man cheated on you. Child. All right. Two quick announcements before I get off of here. Announcement number one, I'm doing a giveaway. So I purchased Latoria's candle. Y'all know Latoria is selling candles on her Instagram. If y'all don't have her link, y'all go to her Instagram. She advertised it. It was National Lemon Day this week, and she is selling candles. So I purchased one of the candles, and I'm going to be giving that. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'm going to do an unboxing when it gets here, and then I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to try to decide how to do it so I can try to be fair. But somebody will get one of Labrina's candles, and I'm doing it as a giveaway because, number one, I bought it to support. Look, I said Labrina, child. Let me get my leads and lives together. I bought it to support Latoria, but y'all know I don't like lemon. I told y'all last week I don't like lemon, so I will never burn the candle because I don't like lemon. So I'm gonna give it. It's gonna be a giveaway. It's gonna be a giveaway. Okay. Production has made Labrina the mean girl villain target. Well, Chloe done took the title now, but yeah, that's exactly what they did. They made her the mean girl, but Chloe done took the title, honey. I can't wait to see what Chloe does to resolve this and go on the cash trip. We'll see. We'll see. Right. She told me something. I'll just remove myself. Girl, you ain't going nowhere, child. And the other announcement is Latoria and Ro are having a brunch in Houston. July the shoot, I need to go take my damn vitamins. The weekend of August the 15th. The weekend of August the 15th. I agree, Mia. I think Elena has handled herself with class. I agree. But I think she needs to leave the show. I do. I don't have no personal beef against Elena, but I just think she needs to leave the show. I feel like she's not giving us anything. She don't film. She don't show up. You know. So I think if she's not in the place to film, she needs to separate herself. I do. I believe she needs to leave the show if she hasn't already. I really want them to get a season 3, and I just don't think she needs to come back for season 3. And I think I'm gonna go. I'm about 99% sure I'm going. So that's what I have going on, you guys. I'm going to thank you again, Labrina, for dropping down. Ro, drop down. She outside, child. But thanks again, Labrina, for dropping down again. You was in there with the people disagreeing with you and all of that. I appreciate that. I do. But I think I'm gonna go to the brunch. I have to double check some other things. I talked to JoJo. I think me and JoJo gonna hang out. You have a wedding reception that weekend? Oh, Chuck. That's what she's quietly doing. Yeah, I think she is too. Yeah, I think she's leaving the show. And I think she needs to. If she's not going, I mean, it's not fair that everybody else has to go through what they have to go through and expose their life and do the things and show up to film even when it's not convenient for them. I mean, Elena, you're not the only one working. You're not the only one that has a successful business. Like, I feel like if all of the people have to film and show up and be around, then I just feel like if you're not going to do it, and it ain't no beef. It ain't no beef. It's just, it's not fair. I just think it's not fair. Yeah. So there's that, you guys. All right, y'all, let me get over here so I can take a break before the Real Housewives. We'll be back at 9:15. And listen, tomorrow morning, I have some errands to run tomorrow, but tomorrow morning, before I get started on my day, I think we're going to review that Mark Lamont Hill interview with Dr. Joe Quayle, whatever that man name is, just because we want to, we need a good laugh first thing in the morning. Girl says what the T said. I hope I wasn't too hard. I still love you, Labrina. Aw. I think Labrina understands that y'all see an edited version of what happened, but she does want to defend herself, and so I appreciate her being here. I watched it last night, baby. I watched it last night and this morning. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. And at first I was like, are we being punked? Like, this can't be real. Elena is gorgeous, and I want to see more of her business. Elena is gorgeous, and I want to see more of everybody's businesses. I'm not sure Nisa is going to depend on what time I wake up, child. I'm on summer break. I wake up when I wake up. I wake up when I wake up, honey. I don't want to put myself on no timetable. But I do have a couple of errands to run tomorrow. So it'll be when I wake, before I leave out the house. I'll do it because once I leave out the house, I got stuff to do tomorrow. I have a pretty busy week because y'all know I'm leaving for Curacao on Friday. So I have to finish washing my clothes and pack, and I have some stuff I got to do. So I got a busy week before I head on out. So yeah, he's a real person. Happen. He's a real person. What type of wine, Labrina, do you be drinking? It always looks good. I know, right? The thing is, we film all the things y'all want to see and they cut. I know. I believe that. I believe that y'all do the work scenes and stuff like that and they cut it out because they think that we don't want to see it. They think that we want to see the mess. And I think I'm going to speak for myself. I can't speak for everybody in the chat, but I'm going to speak for myself. I think they misjudged their demographic. So first of all, I think that Heart and Hustle Houston hits a different demographic than maybe your average housewife demographic. I think that y'all's demographic is generally older, and that's, no shade to y'all. I just think that y'all demographic is probably late 30s, 40s. So people who are in that demographic, we really want to see Black Girl Magic. We really want to see y'all. She drinks Brasswood Cellars, honey. We really want to see y'all out here doing the damn thing. We want to see Black women who are entrepreneurs, who are successful, who are out there like in boardrooms and making moves. And I think they underestimate that we want to see that. Now, do we want to see that every single scene? No. But I think that they underestimate. You brought together these women. Y'all brought together these boss-ass women in Houston, Texas, which one is a city that doesn't get a lot of shine. There are not a lot of mainstream shows that are in Houston, Texas. So that's number one. Number two, you got Black Girl Magic. You have these Black women who are, they're older, they're established in their careers, their family, they have families, you know what I mean? So I think they underestimate us as the viewing public, and they think that we want to just see yin all the time, and we don't. Are we entertained by it? Of course we are. We're all entertained by it. Like I would be a liar to say I'm not entertained by a little bit of this every once in a while, but that's not the majority, and that's not for the majority of the demographic. And I think that's where they sort of are missing out, because we want to see y'all working. We want to see you, like how many Black families do we see that have horse ranches and live on property like y'all, like you and your husband? Like, I thought they were going to focus on him being former NFL, but we see it's so much more that y'all have going on, and we don't see that. Manira and her family, yes, we've seen a lot with her family dynamic, but what about her being a content creator? Like, we don't see a lot of what she's doing with the content creation. Ro, hell, we don't know nothing about Ro. Last we saw Ro quit her job. We don't know shit else about what Ro got going on. You know what I'm saying? As far as her day-to-day life. And I just think Now we've gotten a lot of work scenes out of Elena, but I really think that's because she was with celebrity clients. So it's like, oh, she's, we got these LaToya Luckett. Oh, we're gonna get that, so I think, oh, it's a celebrity client. But it's so much there. And I just think they're missing the mark by not giving us any of that. You thought that's what it was gonna be about. That's what it's supposed to be. So I really think they're missing the mark. Honestly, I do. I think y'all need to get a season 3. I think y'all deserve a season 3. But I also think that for season 3, I think we need to come back to what it was supposed to be. And unfortunately, we've seen this happen with reality shows before, where they start here and then something happens and it takes the show in a different direction. Love and Marriage Huntsville was supposed to be about Black entrepreneurship in Huntsville, Alabama. And then you have a married couple that has this nasty marriage and affair and a baby and all of these things. And it went pew in a whole different direction. You have a Pilates and a juice bar opening in downtown. What? Right. Like, that's OWN's fault. That's production. A coffee bar and a salon suites downtown. You got all that stuff. See you, and that's the same thing with LaToya. Like, LaToya said that she said that she has filmed with so many of her clients, and they're just not showing it. Land resort project. What kind of resort? What y'all building down there? I'm like, you know what? I don't know. That's crazy. That sounds like a lot y'all have going on down there. See, that's crazy. A juice bar, coffee bar, Pilates studio. That's like, damn. And I just feel like all the women could probably say the same thing. Ro was like, she's had her own company since 2018. We don't know shit about that. We don't know nothing about what Ro really have going on in her work life. No, what I'm saying, Nisa, is the show is the production company that makes the show, is what I'm saying. Right. Right. And that's why I said they got a storyline that was organic. They edited it to make it more explosive. And then that's what we were stuck with, talking about Precious for damn 8 episodes. DB said, I can rally my coworkers. We're all Black girls that would really go. Yeah. Yes. Sure. Right. Ashley's got her. Well, we did see, we've gotten, I feel like we've got more work scenes out of Ashley than we've gotten out of the rest of the cast. Bought 40 acres and building a wedding venue, biodynamic family, horse tours, and resorts 45 minutes outside of Houston. What? That sounds nice. I haven't ridden a horse in so long. I used to love riding horses. I ain't ridden a horse in years. Years, I say. Years. Child. Okay, well, listen. I know you can't interview, but all of y'all are more than welcome to send advertisement. I'll put the information out there. I got people who live in Houston that would come and support these businesses. Labrina said they cut 35 scenes to show all the drama. I'm sure they did. The network doesn't want to show Black excellence. Because that's like that other Houston's that was a Carlos show. The family something in Houston. I wanted them to get a season 2, but they're not getting one. I think that show is over. You can interview. Well, let's set it up, honey. We'll talk. We'll talk. Because I would definitely love to do that. Not horses are evil, man. Horses are beautiful. I love horses. Oh my gosh, horses are beautiful. I love them. Right. That's what, right. Me and saying I agree. I would love to know more about their businesses. That's what we want to know so we can support. Yes. Again, because this is the demo. I think they've misunderstood their demographic. I think they feel like their demographic is baddies or something. I don't know, child. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. My allergies are starting to bother me. I'll be back at 9:15-ish to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's see what these ladies talk about. We'll probably talk about the looks. The reunion looks were not giving me anything I needed. I'm gonna have to look at them again, standing up and all of that. But baby, what's your social handle? Her Instagram is LE. Hold on. Go to her social media, y'all. Y'all go to her Instagram. I don't know anything. I don't know like her TikTok or anything like that, but her Instagram is LeBrinaj. Yeah, LeBrinaj. And you'll see her picture pop up. I'm gonna hit you up. I sure am. Dallas is only a 4-hour drive. I support the ladies. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Mwah! Peace.